I thought you were only here to misguide us, to hurt the woman I love. Oh, my heart! Don't say that! My heart! Hello, beautiful. This is Aromie here, and welcome back to Mystic Destinies. Jesus, it's like 85, like episode 85. I'm still messing this up. Mystic Destinies, Serendipity of Aeons. So we are here with our mom and Hikaru, and it's been a hot minute since I last recorded, but I still remember what's going on. We're gonna trap Suneka in a cave. After I discussed it with Shizuka, we agreed this was the only option. I hope it works. I mean, she's free in my timeline after all. It is all we can do. I think it worked and she somehow got out. I have acquired the spell required to seal a god, so I will spend our rest time while we travel preparing and studying it. We cannot afford to make any mistakes. Having discussed our plan made up on a hope and a prayer, we continue on our way. Day 9. For the next day and a half, we would travel to the cave where my journey would end. Shizuka studies, I practice, and we all prepare for the upcoming fight. But I can't stop the growing heavy feeling in my heart. I'm really worried how this is going to... Oh my god, it's already day 10. I'm really worried about how this is gonna all end. It's really pretty here. Michiko's log day 10. It's dawn of my final day with Hikaru and my mother. We got to the area surrounding the cave a half day ago. With nothing else to do, we camped out in a nearby field. Shizuka and Hikaru were certain that Suneka would be hiding her energy in the state she was in, and said they'd be able to sense it. Sorry, that was like an awkward yawn, but I wanted to continue speaking. My own sensing is still fledgling at this time, but I'm certain I'll be able to feel such a massive power too. It's got us all tense, and we didn't talk much in the past day, other than to discuss our plan and battle tactics. Now at dawn, as I've become accustomed to waking, I find myself taking a walk before even Shizuka is awake. However, Hikaru was missing when I awoke. I wonder where he is. I'm just inhaling too much air or something. I could have sworn I heard Shizuka and him having an argument last night, but that was probably just a dream. They get along so well, I've never seen them fight. In fact, it seems like they're pretty much the polar opposite of me and Hikaru. Something in me isn't worried though. I feel almost as if I can sense him nearby. Subconsciously, I know that's where my aimless feet are headed, directly to him. Within the music stopped. I don't feel safe. Within minutes, I find that I'm right when I see a form with long dark hair before me. I pause a moment before walking toward him. Hikaru is facing the approaching dawn rather than me, but he doesn't startle when I walk up next to him. We don't say anything for a while, only letting the wind blow between us. Then Hikaru begins to speak. Do you feel it too? I think so. This ominous feeling. I am not sure what it is or what will happen here. I can only guess at it. Oh, the Hikaru in our time. They both look great. There's no way to stop her, is there? No, not permanently. There's a ritual to seal her away, but she wouldn't allow that to happen a second time. I think that will succeed in sealing her. At least that's what's supposed to happen. I have no idea if my presence messed anything up. It's hard to say what carries over. The Hikaru I know didn't even know me, so... Who knew my mother? Are you certain? Huh? Perhaps you've just made a new future, where I'll remember you. Oh, don't say that. My eyes are already watery from yawning. Timelines are not something I'm familiar with, not when chaos is involved. I'm just saying, who knows what will happen? He'll remember us, right? But I am glad I met you. Oh, you're very courageous. To have done everything you have for me, jumping right into the affairs of the gods with little knowledge. And now you have traveled with us in an unfamiliar period of time without complaint, helping however you can. Even now you stand with us before a battle with the goddess. Well, it's not really like I had a choice in any of this. And if there's a way to help someone, then I have to do it. But you did. You always had the choice to do nothing, to run away, but you never have. And that attitude is exactly what I admire about you. Those powers were forced on you. Your training was forced on you. Suneka forced the situation on you. Yet you did not run. I ruined the serious moment by stuttering. You could have returned to your own timeline, or own time, or refused to come with us, or simply complained and cried the whole way. But instead, you've been doing your best. You have never been handed a fair deal in life. Even your existence was created for a preordained destiny. Perhaps it's true you could not escape any of it, but you have handled it admirably. Always trying to improve yourself, endure and help others however you can. Hikaru reaches out to touch my hot cheek. What's going on? What are you doing? His hand feels so cool against my heated skin, and I dearly hope he can't tell I'm blushing. Why are you saying this all of a sudden? Because he will not remember anything when we go back. I don't like it. I feel like you're saying goodbye. I do not know why I am saying this. She didn't see that his face was red earlier. Perhaps I am saying goodbye, but it makes me feel comforted to think that someone like you is on my side, because I know you will never give up. And it makes me happy to think that one day in the far future we will meet again. Thank you, Michiko, for all that you have done and will do for me. I do not know that I deserve it, but I appreciate it. Hikaru pulls back his hand. I thought he said his hair. But in a sudden surge of emotion, I grasp it. But you do deserve it. You said all those things about me, but I think you're even better, because you did have a choice. You could have taken your powers and done nothing with them, or even done evil things like Suneka. But in every timeline I've met you, every single version of you was doing your best to help people. You don't deserve all of the bad shit that's happened to you. You're always helping everyone to the best of your ability, no matter when or where or who you are. Even despite the scary moments and the painful losses in your past, you kept going. You're the true hero here. Michiko. I tighten my grip on Hikaru's hand, not quite sure of what I myself am doing as I begin to tear up. Hikaru, I have a bad feeling about the ceiling. I've learned so much, but I'm still not sure what happens here. I just want you to run away. Run far away from Suneka and her insanity, and she'll never set her sights on you. She'll never come after you. Then you won't have to suffer through all the terrible things she's done. Then you won't have to die like that in the future. I don't even know if I can get your soul fragments. I don't even know if you're still alive. A finger is suddenly placed to my lips. I thought it was pierced to my lips. So I'm like, what? And I instantly go silent in surprise. Hikaru removes his finger, then places a hand over his heart, closing his eyes. The remaining 4! I'm not sure what he's doing until a light surrounds his hand and coalesces into several soul fragments. These are... How? You said you couldn't. I could not. You are correct. Then how? I am able to communicate with my mother through our divine connection. I was able to ask her about the ritual for it last night. Oh. The box. It's been so long that I needed it that I almost forgot about it. I summoned the soul box. As soon as I open the lid, the soul fragments get sucked in and the box closes itself. So this one had 4 soul fragments, compared to 1 on each of the other guys. With the fragments safely inside, the box disappears on its own in a burst of light. Huh? That doesn't normally happen. I owe you an apology. What? What for? Did you lie? Are you lying about something? Because I did not trust you at first. Oh, that's natural. That's natural for a human being. I thought of you only as a vile illusion, some sort of evil doppelganger, Lady Shizuka. I thought you were only here to misguide us, to hurt the woman I love. Oh, my heart! Don't say that! My heart! His words shake me, making me feel sick down to my core. But I realized that I already knew since the moment I saw them together. I even knew before the whole situation went down, where our Hikaru and our time just died. I knew that Shizuka was the woman Hikaru loved. Oh, well, I don't entirely blame you for that. You didn't know who I was. But I did not give you a chance either. I'm still heartbroken. My, like, hands, that, like, tightening anxiety feeling. Ugh. And after all that you have been doing for me, I treated you badly. Not only that, but I could have spoken to my mother back then on the first night. You could have done that? It does take some effort and focus, and she does not always answer right away, but I did not even try. Why not? Because you didn't trust me? Hikaru nods. I did not want to give my soul fragments over to someone I did not trust. Not even if it's from a future Hikaru's soul. I think that's understandable too. Which it is, because you guys know, we all have trust issues, and it seems like the ritual wouldn't have worked anyway if you didn't trust me. That is true, but still, you are very kind to understand and forgive so easily. Right back at ya. Kind of. Michiko, now that you have my fragments, you should be able to leave, right? Normally, yes. But this is the first time my entire body was pulled along and Galen still isn't answering. I'm surprised you were able to reach your mother. Maybe you could ask her to send me back now. But, oh. No, I want to stay here till this fight is over at least. So you better not pull me out in the middle of the fight again, you hear, Galen? I think Galen's still talking to Suneka. I would prefer not to rescue you or Lady Shizuka if possible. That's sweet, but I'm staying. I can fight too, you know? You said it yourself. I won't stop trying to help if there's something I can do. That's who I am. I'm well aware, but then you have to accept my decision not to run away from this fight, even if it ends in a bad future for you. I can't let innocents get hurt. I won't stop trying to help if there's something I can do. That's who I am. Accept his decision? I can't boss him around. I can't be a hypocrite and not listen to him and tell him to do something when he wants to do it too, so accept his decision. I sigh. Fine, I have no choice but to accept your decision. I respect you too much to do otherwise. I won't try to control your life or tell you what to do, even if it is a stupid decision. Thanks. Is that correct? The music just said it just suddenly cut off. And an intense, oppressive feeling suddenly vibrates through my entire body. My skin prickles and my hair stands on end. A grim expression spreads across Hikaru's face. Is it Suneka? Hikaru nods. She's here. We went to wake... either way, I think he would have done it anyway. We went to wake Shizuka only to find that she was already up when we got back to the campsite. Of course, just like she had felt Suneka's presence, the three of us had run lightning fast to the cave, taking benefit of Hikaru's wind to push us along. Now we stand outside of the entrance. It's clear from the screams of rage that Suneka's already inside. It's terrifying facing her again, but I've been trained and I've survived everything she's managed to do. Somehow. And I have, all because of Hikaru though, and I have powerful people I love by my side. I can do this. I can help them. I'm a little surprised by my own admission of love, but I shove it to the back of my mind. There's no time to talk, but we manage to share a tense glance. It's time. I can tell that at this moment we are all in sync with each other, with the same feelings and thoughts. Hikaru leads us in. Suneka's crazed scream echoes through the caves as soon as we enter. I see only a flash before Hikaru stands in front of us in his god form. Such a powerful man. Suneka no Makoto! You're gonna just call her out like that? His deeper than usual voice thunders through the cavern, and I have to place a hand on my heart. Gods are terrifying. I ignore everything in me telling me to run and stay where I am. Oof! She's all jittery. Within moments, Suneka warps into view before us. I stagger back from the force of her presence. The heat in the air from her energy makes me feel as if I'm going to incinerate on contact. Shizuka immediately throws up a barrier that relieves the heat and pressure. Wow, she's so strong. They all are. You're the ones who took him away? No. Wait, oh, this is why she thinks we did it. How dare you deceive us? Suneka throws a hand toward Hikaru, summoning a giant orb to her small hand. I can feel the heat even through Shizuka's barrier. As Suneka launches the light orb at Hikaru, I throw up on my... Oh, I thought she said she threw up. Like, actual throw up, not actual throwing up a barrier. I throw up my own barrier to protect him. Hikaru puts his hand at the same time, and the orbs collides into my barrier, exploding into 1,000,000 points of light on contact. Hikaru blows them away towards Suneka, who screams. As she does, they disintegrate in midair. I am not the one who murdered Tokyo no Makoto. You have been caught in our trap, Weaver of Time. This is where your rampage on innocent lives stops. With this proclamation, Suneka roars in pain and anguish so overwhelming that I'm forced to my knees. Shizuka next to me bows under the pressure of Suneka's power, but her barrier only bends, not breaks. If we didn't have this barrier, we would be dead by now. How is she so OP? With a yell of his own, Hikaru pulls out his sword, now imbued with light. Gale force winds suddenly whip around him as he launches himself at Suneka. His winds are so strong that I had to erect another barrier of my own to protect us from them. I glance at Shizuka and she nods. She quickly begins a sealing ritual. It's my job to protect us while Hikaru distracts her, but seeing Suneka float around in and out of space-time while dodging and weaving Hikaru's sword attacks. It scares me. Makes me terrified of what she'll do when he stops attacking. Shizuka keeps her eyes on Suneka's moving form, chanting in a language I cannot even begin to recognize. If I wasn't here, how did those two do it by themselves? Is what I'm wondering. Her slender hands move tirelessly, forming symbol after symbol. She continues to keep the crazed goddess in her sight. While Shizuka does her thing, I focus all my energy into protecting us. My bear protects us from the wind, the divine orb she keeps tossing, and the sheer pressure of both of their presence. My powers have leveled up insanely. It takes everything I have, and I'm soaked with sweat in minutes. I can barely afford to even process what's happening in the fight, and they've gotten so fast I can't even see them. Despite the very real life or something probably worse than death situation facing all of us, I can only think one stupid, inane thought. Watching them fight at this power and these speeds is like something out of an anime. I chuckle at myself as a bead of sweat drops. Funny how that mind will do anything to get away from the sheer stress and terror of a situation. That's when Shizuka yells for the first time that I can remember in my life. Hikaru, it's ready! It is ready, or, you know, the sealing ritual. It's time. She was prepping that long? Jesus. Hikaru immediately throws his sword at Suneka and she slaps it away with her power, but at the same time Hikaru tackles the tiny goddess. She screams in rage as she ungracefully falls to the ground, the large demigod almost comically struggling with her tiny body as they roll around. She even has super strength too? This chick is too OP. But this is where we're gonna stop for today's episode since I went over just like a minute or so. But anyway, thank you guys for watching today's episode. Stay beautiful. I'm pretty sure we're nearing the end, so then we can finally freaking play To the Edge of the Sky Phoenix Operation. I don't really know what the whole game title is anymore, but I'm very hyped, so I want to hurry up and get to that game. Anyway, thank you guys for watching today's episode. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
의미 없는 감정 소모해 반복된 시속 속에 이젠 난 지겨워지게 반복된 시속 속에